being a father to my son it changed my life, period. When he was like one and a half, something happened where his mother was abusing him. And she grabbed him by the neck, picked him up and threw him on the bed. So I took him to Kaiser, had him examined, and then the CPS got involved. Long story short, she ended up losing the case and losing custody of him, and they gave me full custody. It's been with me ever since. Things happen for a reason. I guess that happened for a reason. For he can be raised right and, especially raised by his father. When pre-K, kindergarten, he was a little thing, he was small. So the other kids was like the bully because he couldn't talk that good. He had a chip on his shoulder. If anybody say something or did something to him, he would try to hit him. So I would go up there every other day to try to resolve the situation and see what's going on. I work at a chocolate factory. I work graveyard from 11 at night to 7 in the morning. It works for me so I'll be able to be home with my son. By the time I go to work, he go to bed. By the time I make it home, he'll just be getting up, getting ready for school. By the time he come home from school, I'll have dinner and everything ready for him, and I'll be ready, have him take a shower, do his homework, eat, and then he go to sleep and I'll take off to work. After I got shot, I had to get on disability, so I wasn't getting as much money as I was. So it was a struggle. It was kind of hard for me to take care of my son. I couldn't get him back and forth to school because I couldn't drive, and I was in the bed resting up trying to get well. It was a struggle mentally, physically. It was pretty much a struggle because I didn't know, what the outcome would be.
I was able to get to know Antonio Sr. and hear his story and realized that here's a father and son right in the middle of the city. I mean, just doing everything he can as a single dad to keep this family afloat, hardworking man. And then when I was asking, Antonio Jr. what was going on with him and at school, realized that he was being bullied by other kids and being picked on for certain things. And man, it was almost overwhelming to hear this father and son to just realize how much they're going through and how much weight they're carrying, and yet they're just still smiling through it all. And that's really what moved me, because I'm a dad and it's hard. And
Well, Mobilize Love. They're good. They're a good group of people, man. They help you when you really need help. How they got introduced to me is through my son. One Tuesday, he was outside. I let him go out and play. He came back with food and came back with toys, and he was telling me about the people over there by the office. And they let him play games, and he really liked it. After the second week, he asked me, can he come home early from school before he can go to Mobilize Love? And I said yes.
When I leave school, I hop on my bike, wait for the 29. I ride all the way down. I stop at the gas station. I ride all the way down the street. Wait for the lights to turn green. And I keep going until I hit that other bus stop, and I turn. Then I go all the way down the hill, and I ride the rest of the way there, past McDonald's, past Burger King. All the way to Burnout Dwellings, because I don't like to be late to stuff I like.
How long does that take you about?
Like 40 minutes, 40 to 45.
Yo, I want to introduce myself to you if you don't already know my name, if you forgot it on the way. My name is Mr. Josh.
Now, Josh was on stage and he was teaching a social emotional lesson about love and how to love one another. And in the middle of his lesson about love, I remember Antonio Jr. just standing up, and we hadn't seen what was going on previously, so we weren't sure what was happening, but Antonio Jr. stands up and he actually takes his plate of food and slams it into another kid's head that's attending the program. And the first thing I did was laugh, because we have someone on stage teaching about love, and then all of a sudden a fight breaks out between these two kids.
When he first went to Mobilize Love, he was a little aggressive, didn't want to listen a little bit. But once he got to know the people and know what the whole program stood for, it helped him change his life. It helped him calm down more. It helped him understand, that God has people out here helping people. And they changed my son a lot, and I appreciate all the help. Because me just being the only parent here, sometimes he needs other people in his life that he can trust and that he can talk to about things.
Like when you first came, that first time, what were you thinking about Mobilize Love at that time?
I'm thinking it's a good program for me to start going to. They say they come every Tuesdays. I wish it was every Wednesdays, but after a while, after some months, the pent-up aggression in my body just faded away as I be with the Mobilized Love people.
1, 2.
What helped me with that is I go every day, I talk about God, have fun all the time. Then I like the scenes y'all be doing.
You meant it for bad, but God meant it for good. This part of the story reminds us that even when something really bad happens, like what Joseph experienced, God can turn it into something good.
Then we do the raffle, that's the funnest part out of all of it. I feel happy and excited. I feel nervous too. I'll be nervous if I'm gonna win the raffle today.
Oh wow! Did you win that?
Fast forward to a year and a half of serving this community.
Hi, Missy Lane. I just heard that you were sick. Feel better soon.
When I look at Antonio Jr. now, I realize he has really an emotional tool belt to help deal with times where he's being provoked or bullied. He does not act out like he used to. He has a way to process his emotions, process his feelings. He has a way to actually step above what he wants to do and be a leader in the community. And so that is a stark difference that we've seen in just one of these children's lives.
So with Mobilize Love coming over to Bernal Dwellings, the way they come with such peace, such joy. Instead of arguing and fighting and cursing each other out and jumping on each other, throwing food at one another, they are now, speaking to one another, loving on one another and expressing themselves in a way that's, positive.
Another piece of revelation that we realized was not only was there a physical setback and then occupational setback, but in the midst of all that, his car was totaled and then subsequently lost, and he doesn't have a vehicle. But recently someone donated a van to us, and the first thought in my mind was, we got to get a van to Antonio.
So they text me and asked me if I needed a van. And I said, yeah, to get back and forth to work, because I was on BART. And BART is miserable sometimes. It's having to get up early and go in where you can just get in the car and leave from work. That works out a little bit better. Now I get to spend a little bit more time with my son before I go to work, because of their help.
Hold up, I'm trying to see something. Still in my own lane, they did not see me coming. If you know, you know, you know, it don't get much better than this. Just like your laundry. Wait till you get a load of this. So it's on to the next,
My
on
love
to
for
the
football,
next.
I don't know if anybody else loves football like me, but I just want to become a famous football star.
Watch me do my thing. Are you ready for this? About to do my thing. I'm about to do my thing. Are you ready for this? Cause it's about to be a whole new world. Get ready. I just really want to know. Are you ready for this?
My family was picked to be one of the families to go to the Levi's Stadium to meet the 49ers linebackers. I ended up telling one of the linebackers my story, and they think I knew we was coming back the next day to with on-field passes and watch the Niner game, which was pretty cool, and that was all because of Mobilize Love.
Antonio is like me, a San Francisco native, diehard Niners fan, has never been to a game here at Levi's, and this guy hasn't either. And so we're so grateful to all the linebackers that gave us
That one invitation to celebrate Christmas then began to forge a friendship really between me and Antonio. They had an incredible experience, and it was just such a blessing to see this father and son that were going through so much, even for just a couple days, experience just something that actually most San Franciscans cannot. Yeah, first I will say this. I think Antonio Jr.'s future is very bright, and I would first attribute it to, first of all, he has a good father. I really believe by his father sticking to his son, working hard and raising him, that is more than half the battle. He has a good dad in his life. But even good dads, even like myself, we can't do it all. Like, we need a village. We need other people's help. And that's really how I view Mobilize Love, is like, we can't do it all, we won't do it all. But we like to partner with people that are doing it daily.
Without the support of Mobilize Love, right now, I don't know how everything would really turned out. Thankfully, they support me and my son in helping us with anything that we need. They help out a lot of people, not just me. We need Mobilize Love to stay where it's at. They need to continue to spread the love of God.
Yes, Mobilize Love team, y'all helped me so much. Look, just look where I am now, y'all. I'm just really grateful.
In all that we do, whether it's meeting physical needs, teaching personal life skills, establishing presence, whoever shows up is going to win the battle of influence. And so we want to just thank you for your support in allowing us to continue to show up to these neighborhoods. There are actually more requests for our program in more neighborhoods and schools than we can actually execute because we just don't have funding. And so fuel the people that will show up, fuel the people that are consistent. And Mobilize Love is doing our very best that we can to give hope to neighborhoods, but really it boils down to one life at a time. One father, one son, right here in the city, their lives are being transformed because of your generosity.